page 5.1. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. Certain political ideas are normative in nature. They have values in themselves. Mention can be made about rights, liberty, equality, justice. To them we address here 1. Rights. Rights have been rightly described as claims of social life without which no man can seek to be his best self. They thus relate to the development of human personality. They are entitlements of a person is possessed with. Entitlements not as privileges nor as power, but rights as rewards in response to what a person does towards his her obligations done, responsibilities accounted, and duties performed. They always go with duties before them, in fact, or at best, along with them. Rights are social, for they exist in the society granted by it. They are never before it, nor against it, nor above it. The state only maintains rights, recognizes and protects them. Though rights belong to the individuals, they are never absolute. They are limited in the sense that they are exercised within the framework of the social order. They are never permanent in the sense that no one can make a final list of rights for all times to come. And the bold rights. Right is a social claim necessary for the development of human personality. Next, it is universal, for it is the position of every individual, a position in response to the duties performed. Next, it is social, exists within the society and is exercised in the interest of the individual and that of society. Next, state protects right and keeps recognizing and maintaining them from time to time. 1a. Theories of rights. Numerous theories of rights are usually offered. The theory of natural rights (advocates Hobbes, Locke and Rousseau) admits of rights as having been in existence in the state of nature. The theory has been declared, for it is difficult to assume individuals' right in the state of nature, that is, a state without society and a state without state. The theory of legal rights (mostly jurists such as Austin) admits of rights and having been the result of the law, government of this or the state. The theory errs in so far as it regards the state as the source of individuals' right. Rights emanate from society. State only maintains them. The historical theory of rights (advocates Burke in particular) views rights as having grown from traditions and customs. It is difficult to describe every tradition as a right. In that case, the practice of sati, as in medieval India, should have been a right of every widow (closed), or it would be erroneous to trace every right's roots to some custom. The idealist theory of rights (advocates, philosophers like Hegel) regards rights as the products of the state to be exercised only in the interest of the state. The theory leads to every criticism of government to the criticism of the state, that is, a crime against the state. The social welfare theory of rights (advocates Bentham and the like) considers rights as conditions which help promote the greatest happiness of the greatest number. The theory errs in so far as it expects the state to determine as to what constitutes social welfare, and to that extent it has all the evils of the legal theory of rights. The theories described as above are theories regarding the origin of the rights and to some extent stating their nature. In the bold, rights, human rights. Life, liberty and property does not exist because men have made laws. On the contrary, it was the fact that life, liberty and property existed beforehand that caused men to make laws in the first place. Bastiat. Next, the real value of freedom is not to the minority that wants to talk but to the majority that does not want to listen. Shafe. Next, within inverted comma, if we don't believe in freedom of expression of people, for people, we despise, we don't believe in it at all. Chomsky. Next, within inverted comma, right is not what sometimes gives you, it's what no one can take from you. Clark. Next, within inverted comma, I cannot affirm God if I fail to affirm men. Therefore, I affirm both. Without a belief in human unity, I am hungry and incomplete. Human unity is the fulfillment of diversity. It is the harmony of opposites. It is a many-stranded texture with color and depth. Cousins. Next, within inverted comma, the liberty is worth whatever the country is worth. It is by liberty that man has a country. It is by liberty that he has rights. Giles. Next, within inverted comma, with every civil right, there has to be a corresponding civil obligation. Haynes. Next, within inverted comma, give to every human being every right that you claim for yourself. Ingersoll. Next, in the inverted comma, I would rather die on my feet than lie on my knees. Houston. Within inverted comma, next, you are a human being, you have rights inherent in that reality, you have dignity and worth that exists prior to loss. Nelan. Within inverted comma, nations will rise and fail, but equality remains the ideal. The universal aim is to achieve respect for the entire human race, not just for the dominant few. Romulo. Next, within inverted comma, if civilization is to survive, we must cultivate the science of human relationship, the ability of the peoples of all kinds to live together in the same world at peace. Franklin Roosevelt. Within inverted comma, no man is above the law, but no man below it. Theodore Roosevelt. Chapter 5. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. 1b, Analysis of Rights, page 5.2. The analysis of rights, that is, their categories, possesses no less a problem. There are rights which an individual possesses, rights which are recognized and therefore are legally protected. We can call them legal rights. There are rights which an individual should normally possess, rights which need to be maintained and be respected. We can call them moral rights. There are rights which individuals must possess as human beings, rights which human beings should have as beings. Some describe them as natural rights and some they call them human rights. Wesley Hofeld, within bracket 1879 to 1918, Fundamental Legal Conceptions, bracket closed, had discovered 4 basic components, that is, elements of rights. A right is a privilege, one that has the element of freedom or liberty, one without any duty. This is a privileged right, one which does not ask the holder of the right to do any duty. B. A right is a claim, one that has the claim of a duty. An employee has a right to work, so he has a duty to do it. Employee's right to be paid his her wages. This is a claim right, one which asks the holder to seek a claim. C. A right is a power, one that has the element of power, creating in the holder a newer duty. The right holder, through the exercise of the power right, changes his her own situation or that of another. A person who has the property has the power to give a part of it to anyone, may choose to take it back or force about it. This is a power right which confers on the holder a further role: ordering, promising, sentencing, waiving, buying, selling, abandoning, etc. of all acts by the holder come in this category. D. A right is an immunity, one that has the element of exemption. A power may have a power. A person may have a power, but if he/she lacks the ability to exercise that power over another person, the other person obtains immunity. The senior citizens are immune from being drafted into the army. The Hoffeldein analysis boils down to Lyon's description of active privilege and power as rights and passive claims and immunities as rights rights C. Lyon's D. Rights, welfare and Mill's moral theory At times a distinction is made between negative and positive rights. Negative rights supported by liberals and neoliberals are rights relating to a domain of unconstrained action, imposing restrictions on the behavior of others, especially the government, entitling non-interference. Positive rights advocated by the welfare liberals, socialists and communitarians are rights that impose demands upon others, especially the government, entitling a provision of some good service or social welfare. Chapter 5. Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. 1c. Functions of Right. Page 5.3. Rights are not empty words. They have a specific function to perform. Each right has a specific corresponding task. The fundamental theory of rights, as advocated by theorists such as John Stuart Mill, refers to a valid claim of the holder of a right of the society to protect him, her, in the possession of it. There are two main theories of the functions of rights: the will or the choice theory, and the interest theory. The will or the choice theorists maintain that a right makes the right holder sovereign insofar as he or she can choose to relieve others of the duty expected of them. A promise has a right to waive the promiser's duty to keep the promise. The will or choice theorists such believe that all rights confer the ability to control whether others must or must not act in particular ways. The interest theorists maintain that the function of a right is to further the right holder's interests. An owner has a right according to the interest theory of rights, not because owners have choices, but because the ownership makes the power better off. According to the interest theory, a promisee has a right because promisees have some interest in the performance of the promise. Rights have emerged in modern times century after century. T.H. Marshall Citizenship and Social Classes and other essays is of the opinion that the 18th and 19th centuries respectively saw the consolidation of civil liberty of the person, freedom of speech, of thought and faith, of owning property, etc. And political rights right to vote, to contest elections, to hold public offices, etc. The 20th century saw the creation of social and economic rights in the first phase and human rights in the second phase. The rights of the modern citizens are numerous: civil, political, social, economic, cultural and others. The liberal democracies prefer civil and political rights to social and economic rights, while the socialist and the communist states reverse the order. Chapter 5. Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. 1d. Human Rights, page 5.4. Human rights are rights to which people are entitled by virtue of being humans. They are a modern and secular version of natural rights. Human rights are universal, fundamental, and absolute. Universal because they belong to all humans everywhere. Fundamental because they are inalienable, that is, may be denied or violated but cannot be entitled. Absolute because they are basic to a genuine living. The United Nations Declaration of Human Rights within bracket 1948 followed by International Covenants 1966 referred to civil and political rights within bracket freedom of speech, right to a fair trial, freedom of religion, voting rights, protection from excesses, etc. bracket close. So social, economic and cultural rights within bracket right to be employed, right to housing and health care, social security, unemployment benefits, cultural life, etc. Development rights group within bracket group and collective rights, right to self-determination, economic and social development, right to a healthy environment, right to participation in cultural heritage, right to intergenerational equity and substantiability, etc. bracket close. These are also known as three generations of human rights. The division of human rights into three generations was initially proposed in 1979 by the Czech jurist Karl Vasak at the International Institute of Human Rights in Strasbourg, using it as early as November 1977. His visions follow the three watchwords of the French Revolution: liberty, equality and fraternity. Tom Regan within bracket Tom Regan within bracket the case of animal rights argues for animal rights on the ground that all creatures that are the subject of the life qualify for rights. Page 5.4. Chapter 5. Political ideas, rights, liberty, equality, justice. 2. Liberty. Liberty is a concept which forms the core of all democratic principles, and yet it defies a clear definition. Usually it is identified as a condition in which an individual possesses the ability to act according to his or her own will, and yet it is what one really wills, often used with freedom interchangeably. Hague, the Constitution of Liberty, regards liberty and freedom as giving the same meaning and sense. It is meant as an absence of restraints, and yet it is difficult to imagine liberty without rational constraints. Within inverted comma, where there is no law, there is no liberty. Inverted comma close. So said John Locke. Indeed, liberty is no license. It has to be a regulated one, to be exercised within a framework. Liberty at times signifies inner autonomy, ability to act in accordance with the dictates of one's reason, and yet it is not that is dictated by the desires of the individual. Indeed, it is the ability to act in accordance with universal values. It is no unfettered action, nor a situation without obligations. Where there is a liberty, there have to be obligations. Only a responsible person has the right to have liberty. Limitless liberty, liberty without obligations, is untenable in a peaceful and orderly society. The U.S. Supreme Court, in a case Algier versus Louisiana, describes liberty as, within inverted comma, to be free in the enjoyment of all his, her faculties, to be free to use them in all lawful ways, to live and work where he/she wills, to earn his/her living by any lawful calling. Inverted comma close. Liberty without lawful restrictions is no liberty. Originating from the Latin word liber, liberty once came to be understood as something free, a situation of absence of restraints, but it is now, as Lasky defines it, within inverted comma, the eager maintenance of that atmosphere in which people have the opportunity to be their best selves, inverted comma close. So understood, liberty is a means to what we call rights, the ends people seek. Liberty provides the atmosphere wherein people are able to exercise their rights. Rights without liberty are meaningless. Right along with liberty alone has a meaning. Liberty, being no license, has in it the element of tolerance. It generates toleration, strengthens understanding, and creates an atmosphere where rights are exercised and enjoyed to their full. Liberty at a glance. Number 1. Liberty in ancient times was projected as active citizenship connected with civic self-rule. 2. During the medieval Europe, liberty became the right to confession, thereafter conscience, religious freedom. 3. With Machiavelli, there across the republican dimension of liberty. A person is free if he/she is a citizen of a free political community. 4. The liberal concept of liberty is related to individual freedom from restraints and of acting as one's own master. 5. The Marxists regard freedom as one's control over one's atmosphere. Chapter 5. Political ideas, rights, liberty, equality, justice. 2a. Liberty down the ages, page 5.5. Liberty has a history which shows that it varies with time and place. The ancient Greeks would divide themselves among free and unfree citizens and non-citizens. A vast majority of the population in a city-state comprised the latter. Liberty was understood as active citizenship in ancient Greek society. The ancient Rome prized liberty within bracket together with its cognate freedom bracket closed as a collective good, tokening from both freedom from foreign domination and the absence of internal oppression. Liberty was in the writings of the early thinkers connected with civic self-rule. Christianity continued the doctrine of the freedom of will, allowing people to choose between good and evil, entertaining the possibility of freely renouncing self-will in favor of embracing God's law. Medieval Europe added a legal dimension to liberty. Under the terms of feudal law, the person designated to hold a prerogative or privilege within brackets such as the ability to exercise forms of justice or to collect certain types of revenue bracket closed was said to possess a liberty, feudal liberty. In this sense was an exclusive, independent and non-usurpable right to the application of power over people and property granted under fixed conditions from a superior who was deemed to be its ultimate source and guarantor. In short, liberty reflected a sphere of authority within which no one could directly intercede or interfere with the exercise of specified right, yet it was not wholly private. The possessor of a liberty could protect it from erosion by appeal for assistance to the Lord who granted it. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. 2.1, Liberty Down the Ages, continued to page 5.6. Martin Luther, within bracket 1483 to 1546, opened the door to claims of public respect for liberty of conscience and eventually freedom of worship. In the 17th century, the theme of religion liberty became more pronounced. Spinoza, 1632-77, argued for a right to liberty of thought and belief without interference from the sovereign's power. Locke too proposed liberty of conscience. The freedom of religion, it should be remembered, constituted one of the proposed liberty of conscience. The freedom of I repeat, the freedom of religion, it should be remembered, continued one of the main changes sought in France during the days of revolution as expressed in the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen. Along with the liberty of conscience and confession, the republican liberty did not disseminate already in vogue. Since the days of ancient Rome, Machiavelli and the other humanists of Renaissance Italy, through the thinkers and practitioners of Dutch republicanism, republicanism like Hugo Grotius (1583 to 1645), to advocates of republican rule in England such as James Harrington (1611 to 77) and Algernon Sidney (1623 to 83). The praise of liberty as a distinctive feature of republican government was voiced. In the cities of Italy and of Holland, commercial vitality and strong civic loyalty, not to mention considerations of scales, rendered collective self-government a feasible option. In our times, the tradition of the republican liberty has come to be defended and developed by Hannah Arendt, John Pocock, Quentin Skinner, and Philip Pettit. During the 17th and 18th centuries, there is the concept of natural liberty emerging from, though with varying arguments, the contractualists Hobbes, Locke, and Rousseau. Hobbes ascribes to all human beings natural liberty on the basis of which they are licensed to undertake whatever actions are necessary to preserve themselves from their fellow creatures. According to Locke, any government that denies to its people the exercise of their God-given liberty is tyrannical. Rousseau wants civil liberty for the people in return for the natural liberty which they surrender, while creating the sovereign on the basis of the general will. Thus, by the end of the 18th century, there had emerged numerous dimensions of liberty: religious, social, economic, in the writings of Adam Smith, political, Locke, Bentham, etc., in European life. Mill and Marx gave newer dimensions to the concept of liberty during the 19th century, the former laying trace on individual liberty in every possible domain of life, and the latter defining liberty in as comprehensive a manner as was possible, saying that a free man is one who controls the atmosphere around an unfree one who is controlled by the surrounding atmosphere. The liberal concept of liberty found expression in the writings of the liberals, who kept individuals' area of operation far from the governmental interference. On the one end, that is what can be termed as negative liberty, and the provision of conducive atmosphere that can help the individual attain heights of one's personality, that is what can be termed positive liberty. The Marxian theory of freedom, the Marxists use the term freedom rather than the word liberty, seeks to create real conditions for the free all-round development flowering from individuals individually. Freedom of one with all and of all with everyone. The concept of liberty finds newer advocates in the second half of the 20th century, most in the writings of Hayek and Rawls. Liberty, freedom, quotes. Liberty is not a means to a higher political aim, it is itself the highest political aim. Lord Acton. Next, if liberty and equality, as is sought by some, are chiefly to be found in democracy, they will be best attained when all persons alike share is in government to the utmost. Aristotle. Next, where the state begins, individual liberty ceases, and vice versa. Mikhail Bakunin. Next, liberty must be limited in order to be possessed. Edmund Burke. On the next, the liberty of the individual is no gift of civilization. It was greatest before there was any civilization. Sigmund Freud. Rightful liberty is unobstructed action according to our will within limits drawn around us by the equal rights of others. I do not add within the limits of the law, because law is often but the tyrant's will, and always so when it violates the rights of the individual. Thomas Jefferson. Next, within inverted comma, it is true that liberty is precious, so precious that it must be rationed. Vladimir Lenin. Next, within inverted comma, liberty may be endangered by the abuse of liberty, but also by the abuse of power. James Madison. Next, within inverted comma, the liberty of the individual must be thus far limited. It must not make himself a nuisance to other people. Bracket inverted comma close. John Stuart Mill. Next, inverted comma, liberty is the right to do what the laws permits. Charles de Montesquieu. Next, within inverted comma, the only sure bulwark of continuing liberty is a government strong enough to protect the interests of the people, and the people strong enough and well enough informed to maintain its sovereign control over the government. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Next, within inverted comma, there can be no liberty unless there is economic liberty. Margaret Thatcher. Next, within inverted comma, disobedience is the true foundation of liberty. The obedient must be slaves. Henry David Thoreau. Liberty, freedom, courts. Liberty, within inverted comma, liberty cannot be established without morality, nor morality without faith. Alexis de Tocqueville. Within inverted comma, liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth. George Washington. Next, liberty is the only thing you can't have unless you give it to others. William Allen White. Within inverted comma, liberty has never come from government. Liberty has always come from the subjects of it. The history of liberty is a history of limitations of government power, not the increase of it. Woodrow Wilson. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. Page 5.7, to be negative and positive liberty. Though John Stuart Mill, within bracket, on liberty, was the first to recognize the difference between liberty as the freedom to act and freedom as the absence of coercion, it was ISA Berlin, within bracket 1909 to 1997, 4 essays on liberty, bracket closed, who came to distinguish between two perspectives of liberty: negative, one in which an individual is protected from tyranny and the arbitrary exercise of authority, and positive, one that provides to the individual an opportunity and ability to act. One may include the advocates of negative liberty theorists like Hobbes, Locke, Montesquieu, Bentham, Sidgwick, Spencer, Hayek, Najik, Friedman, and Berlin, while the advocates of positive liberty may include theorists such as Rousseau, Kant, Hegel, Marx, and Lasky. Negative liberty is the absence of obstacles, barriers, or constraints. One has negative liberty to the extent that actions are available to one in this negative sense. Positive liberty is the possibility of acting or the fact of acting in such a way as to take control of one's life and realize one's fundamental purposes. While negative liberty is usually attributed to individual agents, positive liberty is sometimes attributed to collectivities or to individuals considered primarily as members of given collectivities. Positive liberty is often described as freedom to achieve certain ends, while negative liberty is described as freedom from external coercion. The idea of positive liberty is often emphasized by those on the left wing of the political spectrum, whereas negative liberty is most important for those who lean towards libertarianism. The concept of negative liberty has several noteworthy aspects. First, negative liberty defines a realm or zone or freedom within bracket in the silence of law. In Berlin's word, within inverted comma, liberty is the negative sense involves an answer to the question, what is the area within which the subject, a person or group of persons, is or should be left to do or be what he is able to do or be without interference by other persons. Some philosophers have disagreed to the extent of this realm, while accepting the main point that liberty defines that realm in which one may act unobstructed by others. Second, the restriction within bracket on the freedom to act implicit in negative liberty is imposed by a person or persons and not due to causes such as nature, lack and or incapacity. Helvetius expresses this point clearly within inverted comma. The free man is the man who is not in irons, nor imprisoned in a gaol within bracket jail, nor terrorized like a slave by the fear of punishment. It is not lack of freedom not to fly like an eagle or swim like a whale. The inverted comma close. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. 2b, Negative and Positive Liberty, continued to page 5.8. Defenders of positive liberty say that there is no need for it to have such totalitarian undertones, and that there is a great difference between a government providing positive liberty to its citizens and a government presuming to make their decisions for them. For example, they argue that any democratic government affording positive liberty would not suffer from the problems Berlin described, because such a government would not be in a position to ignore the wishes of people or societies. Also, many on the left see positive liberty as guaranteeing equal rights to certain things like education and employment, and an important defense against discrimination. Here, positive liberty could be the right of, within bracket, for example, a woman to be considered on equal terms with a man in a job interview. Mill's passion for liberty of the individual, within bracket, though Barker describes him as the prophet of empty liberty and abstract individual, is really admirable. Liberty for Mill means, within inverted comma, pursuing one's own good in one's own way, provided one does not harm the like liberties of others, making the individual sovereign over his body, over his mind and over himself. Bracket close, inverted comma close. Though he does admit of restrictions on activities regarding others, Mill indeed was a great advocate of freedom of speech. Within bracket, within inverted comma, even the cynic has the right to have his opinion, inverted comma close, bracket close, and expression. With Lasky, liberty became positive in so far as it makes the individual his own master. That is, individual autonomy, self-mastery. Here, within bracket, the constitution of liberty returns to the days of negative liberty, absence of coercion. For rebels, liberty is the very core of individual personality, which cannot be restricted except for its own sake. For rebels, where there is no liberty, there is no justice there. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. 3. Equality. Equality means different things to different people. For some, it is absolute insofar as it is described as complete equality, while for others, it admits no conditions. Some say that men are equal because they possess certain similar basic features, while others emphasize that they are equal because they are created equal. Gandhiji used to say that men are equal because they are identical. The early liberals argued that men are equal because they share common natural rights, while the socialists argue that they share common human values. There is no such thing as perfect equality. The fact that all men are equal does not entitle them to be treated equally. The basic principles. I repeat, the early liberals argued that men are equal because they share common natural rights, while the socialists argue that they share common human values. There is no such thing as perfect equality. The fact that all men are equal does not entitle them to be treated equally. The basic principles of equality are: 1. Equal opportunities for all. 2. Absence of privileges. 3. A system that does not admit discrimination. 4. Equals to be treated equally, unequals unequally. 5. Uniform appointment. 6. Equality before law and equal protection of law. Equality is not opposite of inequality, though it gives to some extent the essence of the meaning of equality. It is not uniformity, though it seeks within inverted comma leveling of those conditions of social existence which are regarded crucial to human well-being. For a clearer idea of what really constitutes equality, it is important that a distinction is made between foundational equality and distributional equality. Foundational equality refers to one where human beings are nearly equal in strength, as also one having an equal moral worth. One, that people are fundamentally equal within bracket equality of person. Two, that there is equality of opportunity to achieve desirable ends. Three, that there is equality of conditions for all social groups. Four, that there is equality of outcome or equality of result. Distributional equality refers to a desirable set of social conditions: one person, one vote, a more equal distribution of income, social opportunities. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. 3. Equality continued to page 5.9. Until the 18th century, it was assumed that human beings are unequal by nature, that there is a natural human hierarchy. This postulate collapsed with the advent of the idea of natural rights and its assumption of an equality of natural order among all human beings. Against Plato and Aristotle, the classical formula for justice, according to which an action is just when it offers each individual his or her due, took on a substantively egalitarian meaning in course of time, that is, everyone deserved the same dignity and the same respect. This is now the widely held concept of substantive universal moral equity. All religions, especially New Testament Christianity and Islam, refer to all human beings as children of God, that is, equality of human beings before God. In the modern period, starting about the 17th century, the dominant idea was for natural equality in the tradition of natural law and social contract theory. Hobbes postulated that in their natural conditions, individuals possess equal rights because over time they have the same capacity to do each other harm. Locke argued that all human beings have the same natural right to both within brackets self-ownership and freedom. For Rousseau, the resulting inequality and rule of violence can only be overcome by tying unfettered subjectivity to a common civil existence and popular sovereignty. In Kant's moral philosophy, the categorical imperative formulates the equality postulate of universal human worth. His transcendental and philosophical reflections on autonomy and self-legislation lead to a recognition of the same freedom for all rational beings as the sole principle of human rights. Such Enlightenment ideas stimulated the great modern social movements and revolutions and were taken up in modern constitutions and declarations of human rights. The Marxian concept of equality does not deviate from equality of human essence. The principle of equal dignity and respect is now accepted as a minimum standard throughout mainstream Western culture. Some misunderstandings regarding moral equality need to be clarified. To say that men are equal is not to say that they are identical. The postulate of inequality implies that underneath apparent differences, certain recognizable entities or units exist that, by dint of being units, can be said to be equal. Fundamental equality means that persons are alike in important, relevant and specified respects alone, and not that they are all generally the same or can be treated in the same way. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. 3. Equality continued to page 5.10. In a now commonly posed distinction stemming from Durkheim, moral equality can be understood as prescribing treatment of person persons as equals, that is, with equal concern and respect, and not the often implausible principle of treating persons equally. These fundamental ideas of equal respect for all persons and of the equal worth of equal dignity of all human beings is accepted as a minimal standard by all leading schools of modern Western political and moral culture. Any political theory abandoning this notion of equality will not be found plausible today. The meaning of equality in any sense and in any age does not admit distinctions and discrimination, nor anything leading to it, nor anything not make the disadvantaged (either or past or of the present) at par with the rest. Equality is a matter of leveling. 1. In treating all alike, giving all equal opportunities. 2. In making all subject to the same law violated by anyone, high or low. 3. In maintaining all types of equality, political, social, civil, economic, cultural, at all times and for all people, if not uniformly, at least as nearly as possible. 4. Equality of outcome is not any form of equality, though advocated by the socialists and the Marxists. For people do not do the same work and hence need not have similar rewards. But this is not what the liberals demand in separating within inverted comma equal chances, that is opportunities with equal rewards, inverted comma close bracket close. And yet efforts need to be made if the ideal of equality has to affirm to bring different towards as near to one another as possible. Rewards should not widen inequality, at least disproportionately. 5. Equality of rewards according to the need is the Marxist ideal, which can be met only in a well-advanced and well-developed society. But the state need not ignore people in providing them employment according to their abilities. Equality of rewards according to rights one gets in return for what one does. The Greek idea of proportional equality, treating equals equally and unequals unequally, is indeed the fair execution of the norms of equality, but it should not separate people from each other. Equality of rewards according to deserts, reflecting what a person is within inverted comma due, within inverted comma deserves, is indeed moralistic. A hungry deserves food, or an unemployed deserves job, or a wrongdoer in due for a punishment. This is how the conservatives view equality emanating from nature, natural law, or say God. Does not this amount to making such principles of equality unalterable and inevitable? Equality is political if it regards all people equal in participating in the affairs of the government. It is social insofar as it forbids discrimination among various types of individuals and groups in the society. It is economic if it seeks to provide social justice and welfare of all. It is legal insofar as it treats all equally in the eyes of law. In a way, it is what we call formal equality, quite different from foundational equality, when the two are separated, the former laying emphasis on legal, social, economic, political aspects, and the latter on philosophical. Quote, the first step toward liberty is to miss liberty, the second to seek it, the third to find it. Leopold Junge. Liberty and equality are intimately related to each other, though Lord Acton and de Tocqueville, Hayek and Friedman regard them antithetical. The passion for equality has made vain the hope of freedom. It is difficult to think of liberty without equality if the two terms are taken in their disciplined meaning. Pollard and Taney had believed so. Lusky had rightly said that political liberty without economic equity is, repeat, equal. Wrong. I repeat, Lasky had rightly said that the political liberty without economic equality is, within inverted comma, myth, that is meaningless. Quote, equality. Equality means absence of privileges. Privileges widen inequalities. Next, it is equal opportunities for all, though it admits protection for those who need it for development. Next, it is equal treatment for all, equality before law, equals to be treated equally, unequals unequally. Next, all are equal because all share equal human values. Equality quotes. Within inverted comma, political freedom without unequal, repeat, political freedom without economic equality is a pretense, a fraud, a lie, and the workers want no lying. Mikhail Bakunin. Next, in inverted comma, I am a universalist passionately devoted to the cause of equality within the human family. Theodore Bickel. Next, within inverted comma, equality of opportunity is freedom, but equity of outcome is repression. Figler. Next, within inverted comma, men are born equal, but they are born different as well. Fromm. Next, within inverted comma, equality, rightly understood as our founding fathers understood it, leads to liberty and to the emancipation of creative differences, wrongly understood, as it has been so tragically in our time. It leads first to conformity and then to despotism. Barry Goldwater. Next, within inverted comma, a claim for equality of material position can be made only by a government with totalitarian powers. Friedrich August von Hayek. Next, within inverted comma, I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Martin Luther King Jr. Equality quotes. Within inverted comma, democracy not only requires inequality but also an unshakable conviction in the value of each person who is then equal. Jane Kirkpatrick. Next, within inverted comma, democracy does not guarantee equality of conditions, it only guarantees equality of opportunity. Irving Kristol. Next, within inverted comma, there is within inverted comma no equality before the law, inverted comma close, possible but between men economically free. Men are today economically the subject of the capitalist. Equality before the law is under such circumstances a hollow mockery. Daniel D. Leon. Next, within inverted comma, 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Abraham Lincoln. Next, within inverted comma, equality means nothing unless incorporated into the institutions. Slobodan Milosevic. Next, within inverted comma, democracy is a charming form of government, full of variety and disorder, and dispensing a sort of equality to equals and unequals alike. Plato. Within inverted comma, next within inverted comma, socialism values equality more than liberty. Dennis Prager. Next within inverted comma, equality is not in regarding different things similarly. Equality is in regarding different things differently. I am Robbins. Next within inverted comma, democracy and socialism have nothing in common but one word, equality. But notice the difference. While democracy seeks equality in liberty, socialism seeks equality in restraint and servitude. Alexis de Tocqueville. Next within inverted comma, equality is the soul of liberty. That is, in fact, no liberty without it. Francis Reed. Page 5.11. Chapter 5. Political ideas, rights, liberty, equality, justice. 4. Justice. Justice from Latin words jangere, within inverted comma jas means to bind within inverted comma or within inverted comma to tie. So understood, it is something that links, ties, binds individuals with other individuals, groups with other groups, quality with another quality, so as to build and order a system. Barker had rightly said, within inverted comma, the job of justice is that of adjusting, joining, fitting different political values, and therefore within inverted comma, justice is the reconcilier and synthesis of political values, unifying them all in an integrated whole. Inverted comma close. The concept of justice has a history in political philosophy. With the sophists of ancient Greece, justice meant the interest of stronger. With Plato, it was the performance of one's duties according to the best of one's abilities and capabilities. Aristotle thought of it as equals to be treated equally, unequals unequally. The Romans used the word justice to denote the body of laws and the courts to enforce them. During the medieval European period, the idea of justice came to be related to the idea of the rule of the right, the idea of morality, more specifically of the Christian norms regarding the eternal law at the top and the others in order as this: natural law, divine law and human law. Within brackets see Aquinas, Summa Theologica, bracket closed. The natural rights theorists thought of justice as the rule of reason, a bridge between the medieval religious motion, medieval religious notion of justice and the ethical notion of justice. The liberals till date identify justice with legal and political equality, within bracket rule of law, equality before law, equal protection of law, etc., bracket closed. For the socialists, justice means the establishment of a just social order. The Marxists developed the idea of the socio-economic justice in which there were to be not only just laws but also a just society. The libertarians see in just, within inverted comma, fairness. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. 4. Justice continued to page 5.12. Numerous dimensions of justice include legal, within bracket, that is a system of law to be defined, imposed and enforced by the state if violated, to be punished accordingly, inverted bracket closed. Political, that inverted comma, that is establishment of democratic order to be run through a constitution, bracket closed. Social, within bracket, that is elimination of discrimination, universal brotherhood and equality of each with all and of all with each, bracket closed. Economic, within bracket, that is absence of exploitation, provision for economic and social security, inequitable distribution of social products. Socio-economic, within bracket, that is abilities to be matched to work to needs and exploitation free and injustice free society, bracket close. A distinction is made between proportional, within bracket, geometrical, bracket close, and numerical justice, the former being equals to be treated equally, unequals unequally, and the latter as one to be counted as one and not more than one. Protective discrimination is the protection of the poor against the onslaughts of the rich. A distinction is to be made between the wolf and the lamb. Lamb has to be protected from the wolf. There is a procedural justice as well as a substantive justice. The former refers to the matter in which the outcomes are to be arrived, that is the rules that govern human conduct, and latter is concerned with the substance of the outcome themselves, that is with the nature of the end point. John Rawls, within bracket, a theory of justice, bracket close, regards justice as fairness, within bracket, that is what is not fair is injustice and what is fair is justice, bracket close. His theory of justice is closer to liberty than to equality, where there are restrictions on it, within bracket, it can have restrictions only if it has to be protected. There is no justice there Justice is there where there is liberty. Justice can exist within the framework of social and economic inequalities, but these inequalities, Rawls insists, should be to the greatest benefit of the least advantaged. Nozick, a libertarian, in his own right, holds the view that justice is not a matter of attempting to organize or recognize society and its institutions to achieve some distributive pattern, but is one of respecting basic rights, that is, individuals' entitlements. Whatever its numerous meanings and forms, justice is rightly related to values like justness, within inverted comma, justness, within inverted comma, justly, within inverted comma, righteousness, within inverted comma, a perfect social order, and within inverted comma, system. Obviously, justice implies terms like truth, within inverted comma, truth, within inverted comma, equality, and impartiality, within inverted comma. What is a lie? Obviously, it's not justice. What is unfair is, what is unfair is also not justice. How can you say that discrimination, exploitation, and oppression constitute any slightest meaning of what justice really is? Page 5.11. Justice Courts. Chapter 5. Within inverted comma, the justice of justice consists in moderation as regulated by wisdom. Aristotle. Next, within inverted comma, poverty. Repeat. Within inverted comma, poverty is the mother of crime. Marcus Aurelius. Next, within inverted comma, if we do not maintain justice, justice will not maintain us. Francis Bacon. Next, within inverted comma, so long as there are earnest believers in the world, they will always wish to punish opinions, even if their judgment tells them it is unwise and their conscience tells them it is wrong. Begart. Within inverted comma, next, within inverted comma, bad laws are the worst sort of tyranny. Edmund Burke. Next, within inverted comma, justice consists of doing no one injury, decency, or in giving no one offense. Cicero. Next, within inverted comma, when there is a single thief, it's robbery. Where there are 1,000 thieves, it is taxation. Van Cohen. Repeat. Van Cohen. Justice Courts, within inverted comma, the challenge of social justice is to evoke a sense of community that we need to make our nation a better place, just as we make it a safer place. Edelman. Next, within inverted comma, an unjust punishment is never forgotten. Penelope Fitzgerald. Next, within inverted comma, it must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean doesn't become dirty. Gandhi. Within inverted comma, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Martin Luther King Jr. Next, within inverted comma, I am for truth, no matter who tells it. I am for justice, no matter who it is for or against. I am a human being first and foremost, and as such, I am for whoever and whatever benefits humanity as a whole. Malcolm. Next, within inverted comma, if a nation could not prosper without the enjoyment of perfect liberty and perfect justice, there is not in the world a nation which could ever have prospered. Adam Smith. Next, within inverted comma, remember always that you not only have the right to be an individual, you have an obligation to be one. Eleanor Roosevelt. Next, within inverted comma, the more corrupt the republic, the more numerous the laws. Tacitus. Next, within inverted comma, it is the spirit and not the form of law that keeps justice alert. I repeat, it is the spirit and not the form of law that keeps injustice alive. Earl Warren. Next, within inverted comma, the United States is a nation of laws, badly written and randomly enforced. Fang Java. Next, within inverted comma, between friends, there is no need of justice. Aristotle. Next, within inverted comma, the more laws, the less justice. Cicero. Next, within inverted comma, justice is the crowning glory of all virtues. Cicero.
Page 5.30. Chapter 5. Political ideas, rights, liberty, equality, justice. Exercise. Question 1. The statement within inverted comma, rights in fact are those conditions of social life without which no man can seek in general to be himself at his best, inverted comma closed, was made by A. T.H. Green, B. H.J. Lasky, C. Rousseau, and D. Marx. The answer is B. H.J. Lasky. Question 2. Within inverted comma, rights are those conditions of social life without which no man can seek in general to be himself at his best, inverted comma close. Which one of the following thinkers said this? A. Kant, B. Hegel, C. Green, D. Lasky. The answer is D. Lasky. Question 3. Which one of the following statements can be associated with the concept of rights? Wrong. With the concept of rights. A. One's realization of one's best self must involve as its logical result the realization by others of their best selves. B. Adequate opportunities must be laid open to all. C. One is entitled to all those conditions of social life without which no man can seek in general to be himself at his best. D. The very difference in the nature of men requires mechanisms for the expression of their wills that is given to each its due hearing. The answer is C. One is entitled to all those conditions of social life without which no man can seek in general to be himself at his best. Question 4. Within inverted comma, rights properly so called are creations of law properly so called. These inverted comma close. This definition of rights is associated with A. Hobbes, B. Hegel, C. Bentham, and D. Lasky. The correct answer is C. Bentham. Question 5. Within inverted comma, rights properly so called are creatures of law. This view is held by A. T.H. Green, B. Lasky, C. Doggett, and D. Bentham. The answer is D. Bentham. Question 6. Within inverted comma, self is prior to its ends, and without inverted comma, right is prior to the good, inverted comma close, are the principles upheld by A. Immanuel Kant, B. F. W. G. Hegel, C. Charles Taylor, D. Michael Walzer. The correct answer is A. Immanuel Kant. Question 7. Who among the following thinkers has said that a state is known by the rights it maintains? A. Harold Lasky, B. T.H. Green, C. Benny Prasad, and D. John Locke. The correct answer is A. Harold Lasky. Question 8. Within inverted comma, human consciousness postulates liberty. Liberty involves rights. Rights demand the state. Inverted comma close. Who has made this statement? A. Lasky, B. Barker, C. Green, and D. Hegel. The correct answer is C, that is Green. 9. Question 9. Match list 1 with list 2 and select the correct code. In the row, list 1 and list 2, under list 1, theory of rights. In the column, under list 1, serial A, legal theory of rights, serial B, theory of prescriptive rights, serial 3, C, theory of natural rights, serial D, idealistic theory of rights. Under list 1, list 2 in the column, wrong. Under list 2, there is exponents. Under list 2 exponents in the column, serial number 1, Edmund Burke, 2, John Locke, 3, T.H. Green, and 4, J. Bentham. 4th, in the row A, B, C, and D. Under A in the column, Serial A 4, B1, C1, D1. Under B, A1, B4, C4, D1. Under C, A3, B3, C2, D2. Under D, A2, B2, C3, C3. Wrong. Under D, I repeat, in the column serial A2, B2, C3, D3. The correct answer is D. That is under A, legal theory of rights, J. Bentham. B, theory of prescriptive rights, Edmund Burke. C, theory of natural rights, John Locke. D, idealistic theory of rights, T.H. Green. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice, Exercise, page 5.14. Question 10. The essence of the idealistic theory of rights is that A. Rights are those external conditions which are needed for the internal development of the individual. B. A right is an individual's selfish claim against society for the development of his personality. C. Rights are related to the individual's performance of socially useful functions. D. Rights are rights. Rights are rights because they are recognized by the state. The correct answer is A. Rights are those external conditions which are needed for the internal development of the individual. Question 11. Who among the following propounded the functional theory of rights? A. Barker, B. Lindsay, C. Lusky, D. Mill. Correct answer is D. Mill. Question 12. Which one of the following pairs is correctly matched? A. Ronald Durkin, environmental rights. B. John Rawls, integrational rights. C. W. Kimlicka, cultural rights. D. Charles Taylor, rights of the disadvantaged. The correct answer is C. W. Kimlicka, cultural rights. Question 13. The name of Follett's work was A. Social organization, B. The new state, C. Reconstruction of philosophy, and C. Acquisitive society. The correct answer is B. That is the new state. Question 14. Consider the following statements. 1. Rights emanate from our membership of the state. 2. Rights are social. 3. Rights are protected by the state. 4. Rights are dynamic. Which of the following statements given above are correct? A. 1, 2, 3, B. 2, 3, 4, C. 1, 2, 4, and D. 1, 3, 4. B. 2, 3, 4. That is, rights are social. 3. Rights are protected by the state. And 4. Rights are dynamic. Question 15. Rights are legal implies A. Rights emanate from society. B. Rights are the results of some law. C. Rights are enforceable. D. Law can take away our rights. The correct answer is B. That is, rights are the results of some law. Question 16. Within inverted comma, everything is permitted. That is not prohibited. Inverted comma close is based on the consumption of A. Natural law, B. Common law, C. Eternal law, and D. Divine law. The correct answer of C is B. That is common law. In English common law, it is usually said law and usual practices go together. 17. Question 17. Human rights are rights to which people are entitled by virtue of A. Being individual beings, B. Being rational beings, C. Being human beings, D. Being members of the state. The correct answer is C. That is, being human beings. Question 18. Given below are two statements. One labeled as assertion A and the other labeled as reason R. Assertion A. A right is a selfish claim. Reason R. A right is a disinterested desire. In the context of the above two statements, which of the following is correct? A is true, R is also true, R is the explanation of A. B. A and R are true, R is not the explanation of A. C. A is true, R is false. D. A is false, R is true.
Right is A. The correct answer is D, that is A is false, R is true. Right is a social claim and not a selfish one. Question 19. Assertion A. Rights are social. Reason R. Rights promote the social welfare of the people. A and R are true. R is the correct explanation of A. B. A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. C. A is true. R is false. D. A is false. R is true. The correct answer is A. A and R are true. R is the correct explanation of A. Chapter 5. Political ideas, rights, liberty, equality, justice. Exercise. Page 5.15. Question 20. Assertion A. Rights are static in so far as they remain so for good. Reason R. Rights have a content of change in them. A and R are true. R is the correct explanation of A. B. A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. C. A is true. R is false. D. A is false. R is true. The right answer is D, that is A is false, R is true. Rights are dynamic. Question 21. Rights as social conditions without which no man can seek to be himself at best implies. A. Rights help individuals develop their personality. B. Rights help individuals develop their talents. C. Rights help individuals develop their life careers. D. Rights help individuals develop their consciousness. The answer is A, that is rights help individuals develop their personality. Question 22. Who among the following, beside the three leading contractualists, favored the theory of natural rights and who denied it, respectively? A. J. Smith and J. Bentham. B. T. Pine and J. Bentham. C. T. Pine and J. Smith. D. T. H. Green and J. Smith. The correct answer is B, that is T. Payne and J. Bentham. Question 23. Match list 1 with list 2. List 1 in the row, list 1 and list 2. Under list 1, rights theory. Under list 1, rights theory, in the column serial A, natural, B, legal, C, ethical, D, group. Under list 2, attributes, in the column serial 1, natural and inherent right of every citizen, serial 2, necessary to ensure the development of human personality, serial 3, political right granted by the law of the state, serial 4, part of the life of the community. Code in the row A, B, C and D. Under A, in the column A, serial number A1, B1, C1, D4. Under serial number B, in the column A3, B2, C2, D3. Under C, in the column serial number A2, B3, C3, D2. Under D, in the column A4, B4, C1, C1. The correct answer is A. That is under A, that is natural 1, that is natural and inherent right of every citizen. B, legal 3, that is political rights granted by the law of the state. C, ethical 2, necessary to ensure the development of human personality. D, part of the life of the community, wrong, I repeat, D, group 4, part of the life of the community. Question 24. The essence of natural rights is that A, they are derived from a historical state of nature. B, they existed in the state of nature and not exist in civil society. C, they are the products of natural nature. I repeat, C, they are the products of nature conceived as nature of physical forces. D, they are in conformity with the universal principles of justice and morality. The correct answer is A. The essence of natural rights is that A, they are derived from a historical state of nature. Question 25. One of the criticisms of the theory of natural rights is that it, A, places social, wrong, repeat, A, places societal interests above individual interests. B, assumes that rights exist
prior to the society. C. Believes that rights at the creation of the sovereign. D. Puts too much emphasis on social recognition of rights. The correct answer is B, that is assumes that rights exist prior to the society. Question 26. As a concept, natural rights are rights which A. Obtain in the state of nature. B. Derive from the necessary relations inherent in the world of nature. C. Are coextensive with the natural powers of man. D. Are intrinsic of the human self-consciousness. The correct answer is A, that is obtained in the state of nature. 26. A. Historically, the concept of natural rights began with the contractualists who had referred to natural rights obtaining in the state of nature. Question 27. Who among the following thinkers combined natural rights with physiological metaphor? A. Locke, B. Spencer, C. Green, and D. Burke. The correct answer is B. Spencer. Spencer was a biologist who had talked about the survival of the fittest of. Question 28. Who among the following thinkers combined natural rights with physiological metaphor in his organismic theory of the state? A. F. A. Bradley, B. Howard Spencer, C. Bernard Bonsacket, and D. Bunchley. D. Howard Spencer. Chapter 5. Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice, Exercise, page 5.16, question 29. Bentham was a supporter of the theory of A. Natural rights, B. Historical rights, C. Legal rights, and D. Ethical rights. The correct answer is C. Legal rights. Question 30. Consider the following statements. Civil rights. A1. Belong to the citizen by virtue of his citizenship. 2. Are interchangeable with human rights. 3. Aim to minimize discrimination. 4. Give us the rights to languages and culture. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1, 3 and 4. B. 1, 2, 3 and 4. C. 2 and 3. D. 1 and 3. The correct answer is A. 1, 3 and 4. 1. Belong to the citizen by virtue of his citizenship. 3. Aim to minimize discrimination. 4. Give us the rights to languages and culture. Indeed, human rights too include certain civil rights, but they include much more rights as well. Social, economic, cultural, political, hence not interchangeable. Question 31. Which one among the following is regarded as a civil right? A. Right to public employment. B. Freedom to speech and expression. C. Right to elect and to be elected. D. Right to property. The correct answer is B, that is freedom of speech and expression. Question 32. From which one of the following perspectives has the notion of human rights been criticized? A. Universalism. B. Cultural identity. C. Secularism. And D. Individualism. The correct answer is B. Cultural identity. Question 33. There are more than 70 international treaties and conventions on human rights, to which more than 90% of the countries are signatories. Which one of the following countries has the worst record in regard to signing these treaties and conventions? A. India, B. USA, C. UK, and D. South Africa. The correct answer is D, that is South Africa. For a long time, until the victory of Nelson Mandela's African National Congress, there had existed white minority rule which denied human rights to vast majority of the blacks. Question 34. The following does not match. A. Natural rights, rights from the state of nature. B. Legal rights, rights to petition. C. Civil rights, right to vote. And D. Economic rights, right to work. The correct answer is C. Civil rights, right to vote. Question 35. Match list 1 and list 2. In the row, list 1 and list 2. Under list 1 in the column, serial number A, theory of natural rights. B. Legal theory of rights. C. Historical theory of rights. And D. Idealistic theory of rights. Under list 2 in the column, 1. Burke, 2. Hegel, 3. Hobbes, and 4. Hunfeld. Code in the row A, B, C, and D. Under A in the column, serial A 3, B 3, C 2, D 2. Under B in the column, A 4, B 4, C 1, D 3. Under C in the column, A 2, B 1, C 3, D 4. Under D in the column, A 1, B 2, C 4, D 1. The correct answer is B. That is, under A, theory of natural rights, Hobbes 3, that is Hobbes. Under B, legal theory of rights, 4, Hofeld. Under C, historical theory of rights, 1. Burke. Under D, idealistic theory rights, Hegel. Question 36. Hofeld's elements of rights do not include the following. A. Right is a facility. B. Right is an immunity. C. Right is a power. D. Right is a privilege. The correct answer is A. Right is a facility. 37. Question 37. The following are advocates of negative rights. A. Socialists. B. Communitarians. C. Welfare liberals. D. Neoliberals. The correct answer is B. Communitarians. Question 38. The following theory of rights gives the option to the holder to seek or relieve it. A. Historical theory. B. Interest theory. C. Choice theory. D. Functional theory. The correct answer is C, that is choice theory. 39. Division of human rights into 3 generations of rights is attributed to A. Vasak, B. Locke, C. Burke, and D. Marx. The correct answer is A, that is Vasak. Karl Vasak, a Czech jurist, used the term 3 generations of rights in 1979. Question 40. The following used the term liberty and freedom as interchangeable. A. Locke, B. Hayek, C. Friedman, and D. Rawls. The correct answer is B, that is Hayek. Question 41. Liber, giving the sense of liberty, is a word from the following language. A. Latin, B. Hebrew, C. Greek, D. None of this. The correct answer is A, that is Latin. Question 42. One of the following is not the advocates of the Republican concept of liberty. A. Arendt, B. Locke, C. Skinner, and D. Pocock. The correct answer is B, that is Locke. Chapter 5. Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. Exercise, page 5.17. Question 43. Who says that liberty means pursuing one's own good in one's way, or in wrong, I repeat, within inverted comma, pursuing one's own good in one's own way without hurting the like liberties of others, inverted comma close. A. Mill, B. Locke, C. Najik, and D. Rawls. The correct answer is A, that is Mill. Question 44. Negative liberty has its advocate in A. Kant, B. Rousseau, C. Friedman, and D. Lasky. The correct answer is C, that is Friedman. Question 45. The following is of the opinion that liberty can be restricted only for the sake of protecting it. A. Najik, B. Rawls, C. Mill, D. Hayek. That is B. Rawls. Question 46. Vasak relates
three generations of human rights to A. Liberty, equality, justice. B. Liberty, equality, fraternity. C. Liberty, fraternity, justice. D. Justice, equality, morality. The correct answer is B, that is liberty, equality, fraternity. Question 47. Within inverted comma, by liberty I mean the eager maintenance of atmosphere in which men have the opportunity of being their best selves. Inverted comma close. Lasky. Which one of the following expresses the view implied in the above statement? A. Liberty is the absence of restraint. B. Liberty is what the law permits. C. Liberty is the ability to do what one desires. D. Liberty is the maintenance of conditions for the growth of human personality. The correct answer is B, that is liberty is the maintenance of conditions for the growth of human personality. Question 48. Freedom. Within inverted comma, freedom is the positive power of capacity of doing or enjoying something worth doing or enjoying. Inverted comma close. This view of liberty was expressed by A. T. Green, B. I. Kant, C. H. Lasky, and D. J. S. Mill. The correct answer is A, that is T. Green. Question 49. Within inverted comma, liberty is not meaningful unless it is incorporated in a system of rights recognized by the state, though they are moral in nature but are recognized by the state. This view was propounded by A. J. Bentham, B. T. H. Green, C. John Locke, and D. Howard Spencer. The correct answer is A, that is J. Bentham. Question 50. Assertion A. Within inverted comma, the real basis of law is somehow in the individualism because each will is something that ultimately is self-determined. Reason R. Liberty is a, within inverted comma, a right of continuous initiative. Inverted comma close. In the context of the above two statements, which one of the following is correct? A and R are true. R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true, and R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true, R is false. D. A is false, R is true. The correct answer is A. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Question 51. Within inverted comma, the free man is the man who is not in irons, nor imprisoned in a gaol, not terrorized like a slave by the fear of punishment. It is not lack of freedom not to fly like an eagle or swim like a whale. Within inverted comma, Helvetius. This is concept of freedom. A as empowerment, B as self-determination, C as absence of obstacles, both external and internal, which hamper individual action. D an absence of external impediments to movement. Inverted comma close. The correct answer is C, and as absence of obstacles, both external and internal, which hamper individual action. Question 52. Who among the following is the exponent of negative liberty? A. T. H. Green, B. Asia Berlin, C. Rousseau, and D. Marx. B. Asia Berlin. Question 53. Conception of negative liberty emphasizes A. Freedom of choice, B. Absence of interference, C. Autonomy, D. Self-direction. The correct answer is B, that is absence of interference. Page 5.18, Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice, Exercise. Question 54. The positive theory of liberty was advocated by A. John Stuart Mill, B. T. H. Green, C. Asia Berlin, and D. Karl Popper. I repeat, D. Karl Popper. The correct answer is B, that is T. H. Green. Question 55. Which of the following is the doctrine of positive liberty? A. Freedom is self-realization, B. Freedom is the absence of restraint, C. Freedom is the fulfillment of desire, and D. Freedom is power to do whatever one wants. Correct answer is A, that is freedom is self-realization. Question 56. Which of the following is not an apt description of negative liberty? A. It is the area within which a man can act unobstructed by others. B. The individual has some assured positive spheres in which others cannot interfere. C. A circle around every individual human being, a space entrenched around a reserved territory. D. It is absence of humanly imposed impediments, including lack of access to the means of life and means of labor. The correct answer is D. It is the absence of humanly imposed impediments, including lack of access to the means of life and means of labor. Question 57. The concept as forced freedom was, I repeat, the concept as within inverted comma forced freedom was first enunciated by A. Hobbes, B. Locke, C. Rousseau and D. T.H. Green. The correct answer is C, that is Rousseau. Question 858. Within inverted comma, the state should not interfere in those actions of the individual which are self-regarding but can interfere in those which are others regarding. This view was expressed by A. James Mill, B. Jeremy Bentham, C. Howard Spencer and D. John Stuart Mill. The correct answer is D. John Stuart Mill. Question 59. Who among the following drew a line between self-regarding and others regarding activities of the individual? A. J. S. Mill, B. T.H. Green, C. Asa Berlin and D. Jeremy Bentham. The correct answer is A, that is J. S. Mill. Question 60. Which of the following statements about John Stuart Mill's theory of liberty is correct? A. Mill's concept of liberty is logically consistent with utilitarianism. B. Mill's concept of liberty is incongruous with utilitarianism. C. Mill values liberty as an indispensable means to the attainment of the greatest good of the greatest number. And C. D. Mill thinks that without liberty man cannot attain rational and more perfection and be an individual human being. The correct answer is D. Mill thinks that without liberty man cannot attain rational and more perfection and be an ideal human being. Question 61. Who among the following thinkers posited the antithesis of equality and liberty? A. Lord Acton, B. Harold Lasky, C. T.H. Green and D. R.H. Taney. The correct answer is A. Lord Acton. Question 62. From which of the following does a growing infringement of liberty of citizens emanate? A. A centralized bureaucratic state, B. Coalition government, C. Devolution of power and D. Affirmative action. The correct answer is A. A centralized bureaucratic state. Question 63. The classical liberal thinkers held that A. Law promotes individual theory. I repeat, A. Law promotes individual liberty. B. Law restricts individual liberty. C. There is no positive relationship between law and liberty. The correct answer is B, that is law restricts individual liberty. Question 64. Which of the following statements is indicative of dilemma that a liberal democratic political system is perpetually faced within its endeavor to achieve a proper balance between rights and duties? A. Every right involves in practice prohibitions and duties, and every expression of rights curtails rights through the imposition of the new duties. B. A right can never be absolute and exclusive, and citizens are generally speaking apathetic to both rights and duties. C. Rights and duties tend to become theoretical sophistications because the authorities are involved more in giving partisan interpretations of rights and duties. D. A right is a precondition to the expectation that citizens would normally accept reversal of the expectation. The correct answer is A. Every right involves in practice prohibitions and duties, and every extension of rights curtails rights through the imposition of new duties. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice, Exercise, page 5.19. Question 65. Assertion A. Liberal Democrats argue that fictitious inequalities must be overcome and unjustified inequalities must be opposed. Reason R. To equalize artificially is tantamount to creating a situation of privileges implied in acceptance of artificial inequalities. A. Both A and R are true. R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true, R is false. D. A is false, R is true. The correct answer is B. Both A and R are true, but A is not the correct explanation of A. 63. Who among the following argued that a property wrong, I repeat, question 60. Who among the following argued that a properly liberal society would be regulated by truly general and unbiased rules which could not have any bearing on distributive issues? A. John Rawls, D. F. A. Hayek, C. Ronald Dworkin, and D. H. J. Lasky. The correct answer is F. A. Hayek. Question 67. Match list 1 theorist with list 2 ideas. In the row list 1 and list 2. Under list 1 theorists. Under list 1 theorists in the column A, John Stuart Mill, B. Karl Marx, C. I. Berlin, and D. John Locke. Under list 2 ideas in the column serial 1 alienation, serial 2 positive and negative liberty, 3 equality for women, and D. toleration. The correct answer is A, that is John Stuart Mill. 3, that is inequality. I repeat, A. John Stuart Mill. 3. Equality of women. B. Karl Marx. Alienation. C. 2. C means I. Berlin. I. Berlin. 2. Positive and negative liberty. D. John Locke. 4. Toleration. Question 68. The following reject the idea of welfare rights. A. Liberals, B. New Liberals, C. Pluralists, and D. Fabians. The correct answer is B, that is New Liberals. Question 69. The following is known as the Charter of Liberties. A. Bill of Rights, B. Petition of Rights, C. Magna Carta, and D. none of those. The correct answer is C. Magna Carta. Magna Carta has been hailed as the charter of the liberties of the English people. Question 70. Match list 1 and list with list 2. In the row list 1 and list 2. Under list 1 event, under list 2 theme. Under list 1 event in the column serial A, Glorious Revolution, B. American Revolution, C. French Revolution, D. Russian Revolution. Under list 2 in the column 1. Rights of man, 2. Liberty, equality, fraternity, 3. Land to the tiller, and D. Obsolete divine rights. 4. In the row A, B, C, and D. Under A, serial number A, that is 4. Under A, that is Glorious Revolution. 4, that is Obsolete Divine Rights. B. American Revolution, Rights of Men. C. French Revolution, Liberty, Equality, Fraternity. D. Russian Revolution, land to the tiller. 71. Libertarian view of rights has been advocated by A. Locke, B. Mill, C. Nozick and D. Walzer. The correct answer is C. Nozick. Question 72. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1 and list 2, under list 1 in the column serial A, Garwith, serial B, White, serial C, Payne and D, Riches. Under list 2 in the column serial number 1, Rights of Men, serial number 2, Natural Rights, serial number 3, Human Rights, serial number 4, Rights. Code A, B, C and D. Under A, Garwith, Human Rights. Under B, that is White, no, wrong, I repeat, under A, that is Garwith, Rights of Men 1, B, White, 3, Human Rights, C, Payne, 2, Natural Rights, D, Ricci, 4, that is Rights. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice, Exercise, page 5.2. Question 73. Which of the following belongs to the third generation of rights? A. Right to life. B. Right to property. C. Right to rest and leisure. D. Right to enjoy a pollution-free environment. Correct answer is D. Right to enjoy a pollution-free environment. Question 74. Human rights have numerous features. One of them is not the feature as universality, A, B, nationality, C, practicability and D, none of this. The correct answer is B, nationality. Question 75. The rights given to the citizens by Lasky are in the following orders. A, right to work, right to education, right to choose one's rulers. B, right to choose one's ruler, right to education, right to work. C, right to education, right to choose one's rulers, right to work. D, right to work, right to choose one's rulers, right to education. The correct answer is A. Right to work, right to education, right to choose one's rulers. Lasky was a Liberate theoretician and hence such priorities of rights. 75. 76. Question 76. Match list with list 1. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1, under list 1, theory of rights, under list 2, theme. Under list 1, theory of rights, in the column A, natural rights theory, serial B, historical rights theory, serial C, interest theory, serial D, choice theory. Under list 2, theme, serial number 1, subject, some object as rights, serial number 2, claiming or waiving, serial number 3, rights as pre-social, 4, rights emanating from customs. Code in the row A, B and C, under A in the column A3, B3, C3, D3. Under B in the column A4, D4, C2, D1. Under C, that is under C in the column A1, B2, C1, D2. Under D in the column A2, B1, C4, D4. The correct answer is A, that is natural rights theory, 3, that is rights as pre-social. B, historical rights theory, 4, rights emanating from customs. C, interest theory, 1, some object as rights. D, choice theory, D, choice theory, 2, claiming or waiving. Question 77. The following is an advocate of the Republican notion of liberty. A, Machiavelli, B, Hegel, C, Mill and D, Green. Correct answer is A, Machiavelli. Question 78. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1, list 2. Under list 1 in the column A, Machiavelli, B, Mill,
C. Hegel, D. Marx. Under list 2 in the column, A1 materialism, 2 obedience to the state, 3 absence of restraints, and 4 citizens' role in public affairs. Code in the row A, B, C, and D. Under A in the column, serial A4, B4, C2, D2. Under B in the column A3, B3, C1, D1. Under C in the column A2, B1, C4, D3. Under D in the column A1, B2, C3, D4. The correct answer is A, that is A. Machiavelli, citizens' role in public affairs. B. Mill, 3. Absence of restraints. C. Hegel, 2. Obedience to the state. D. Marx, 1. Materialism. Question 79. Consider the following statements. 1. Liberty means absence of all restraints. 2. Liberty means pursuing one's own good in one's own way. 3. Liberty is a license to do anything. 4. Liberty is liberty of one and all, only if it is regulated. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 and 2, B. 2 and 3, C. 3 and 4, D. 2 and 4. D. 2 and 4 is the correct answer. 2. Liberty means pursuing one's own good in one's own way. 4. Liberty is liberty of one and all, only if it is regulated. Question 80. Negative liberty implies 1. Freedom as absence of restraints. 2. Freedom from chains. 3. Freedom as self-mastery. 4. Freedom as non-interference. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1, 2, 3. B. 1, 2, 4. C. 2, 3, 4. D. 1, 3, 4. The correct answer is B, that is 1, 2, 4. 1. Freedom as absence of restraints. 2. Freedom from chains. 4. Freedom as non-interference. Question 81. Positive liberty means A. Freedom from chains, B. Freedom from slavery, C. Freedom from bondage, and D. Freedom as autonomy. The correct answer is freedom as autonomy. Chapter 5. Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. Exercise, page 5.21, question 82. One of the following is an advocate of negative liberty. Montesquieu, B. Rousseau, C. Kant, and D. Marx. Correct answer is A. Montesquieu. Question 83. One of the following is an advocate of positive liberty. A. Hobbes, B. Sidgwick, D. C. Rousseau, and D. Mill. Correct answer is C. Rousseau. Question 84. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row, list 1 and list 2. Under list 1 in the column, serial A. Mill, B. Hayek, C. Friedman, and D. Joad. Under list 2 in the column, serial number 1. Liberty Today, B. 2. The Constitution of Liberty, 3. On Liberty, 4. Capitalism and Freedom. Code in the row A, B, C, and D. Under A in the column, serial number A2, B2, C3, D3. Under B in the column A3, B3, C2, D2. Under C in the column A1, B4, C4, D1. Under D in the column A4, D1, C1, D4. The correct answer is C, that is under A. Mill, 3. On Liberty. B. Hayek, 2. The Constitution of Liberty. C. Friedman, 4. Capitalism and Freedom. D. Joad, 1. That is Liberty Today. Question 85. One of the following is not the work of J.S. Mill. A. On Liberty. B. Utilitarianism. C. Liberty Today. D. The Subjection of Women. The correct answer is C. Liberty Today. Liberty Today was written by Joad. 86. Assertion A. License means abuse of freedom. Reason R. Freedom means absence of license. A and R are true. R is the explanation of A. B, A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. C. A is true, R is false. D. A is false, R is true. 87. The correct answer is B. That is A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. Question 87. Assertion A. Mill says liberty means freedom to pursue one's own good in one's own way without harming the like liberties of others. Reason R. He argues that even a cynic has the liberty to have his opinion. A and R are true. R is the correct explanation of A. B. A and R are true. R is not the explanation of B. C. A is true, R is false. D. A is false, R is true. The correct answer is B. A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. Both the statements are Mill's. A is the definition of liberty. R refers to freedom of speech and expression. Question 88. Positive liberty stands for 1. One's effective power, 2. One's self-realization, 3. One's liberation from others, 4. One's right to one's own end. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1, 3, 4, B. 1, 2, 3, C. 1, 2, 4 and D. 2, 3, 4. The correct answer is C. 1, 2, 4. That's 1. One's effective power, 2. One's self-realization, 4. One's right to one's own end. Question 89. Who among the following thinkers formulated the concept of positive and negative liberty? A. Karl Marx, B. C.B. Macpherson, C. Isaiah Berlin and D. Michael Oakeshott. The correct answer is C. Isaiah Berlin. Question 90. The distinction between positive freedom and negative freedom is usually described as A. Freedom to and freedom from, B. Freedom of and freedom to, C. Freedom with and freedom of, D. Freedom from and freedom to. The correct answer is A. That is freedom to and freedom from. Question 91. The subjection of a man was written by Mill in collaboration with his A. father, B. mother, C. wife and D. daughter. The correct answer is C. wife. 92. One of the following is not the work written by Isaiah Berlin. A. Karl Marx, B. Four Essays on Liberty, C. Freedom and D. Against Current. The correct answer is C. Freedom. Freedom was written by Gray. Chapter 5. Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. Exercises. Question 93, page 5.22. Assertion A. The US Supreme Court has declared social segregation as unconstitutional. Reason R. Untouchability is abolished under the right to equality. A and R are true. R is the explanation of A. B, A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. C, A is true, R is false. D, A is false, R is true. The correct answer is B, that is A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. Question 94. Equality as rewards refers to desert as A. What is due to a person, B. What a person's needs are, C. What a person has contributed, D. None of the above. The correct answer is A. What is due to a person. Question 95. Consider the following statements on equality. 1. The quest for equality does not imply de facto equality. 2. Men and women may not be born alike, but equality demands that they ought to be treated equally. 3. We seek equality because we think it is just. 4. Egalitarian principles have been drawn on the principle that men and women are identical. Which of the following statements given above are correct? A 1, 3, 4, B 1, 2 and 3, C 2, 3 and 4, D 1, 2 and 4. The correct answer is B 1, 2 and 3. The quest for equality does not imply de facto equality. 2. Men and women may not be born alike, but equality demands that they ought to be treated equally. 3. We seek equality because we think it is just. Question 96. Which one of the following is not generally considered as a part of the right to equality? A. Equal protection under law. B. Equality of opportunity for all. C. Equality of right to the satisfaction of basic needs of all. D. Equality of treatment in all circumstances. Correct answer is C. Equality of right to the satisfaction of basic needs of all. Question 97. Assertion A. Right to equality suggests that people ought to have an equal opportunity to demonstrate their particular capabilities and not be governed by the accident of their birth. Reason R. All men are equal in virtue, talent, rational capacity and endeavor. A. Both A and R are true. R is not the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true, R is false. D. A is false, R is true. Correct answer is C. A is true, R is false. Question 98. The doctrine of proportionate equality was propounded by A. Aristotle, B. Rousseau, C. Marx and D. Rawls. The correct answer is A. Aristotle. Question 99. Who expressed the view that within inverted comma equality is unnatural and undesirable? Bracket close, with inverted comma close. A. Plato, B. Aristotle, C. Hegel and D. Hobbes. Correct answer is B. Aristotle. 100. Question 100. Marx believed that equality is a society. Wrong, I repeat. Marx believed that equality in a society would be established only when A. all individuals were given political freedom, B. class contradictions were removed, C. rule of law was established, D. separation of powers was practiced. The correct answer is B, that is class contradictions were removed. 101. Which of the following statements can be attributed to T.H. Green? A. Within inverted comma, the passion for equality makes vain the hope of freedom. By inverted comma close. B. Within inverted comma, equality far from being amicable to liberty is absolutely essential for its preservation. C. Within inverted comma, nature has made them equal. D. Within inverted comma, there can be no identity of treatment and identity of reward so long as men differ in their needs and capacities. The correct answer is A. Within inverted comma, the passion for equality makes vain the hope of freedom. Question 102. Which one of the following types of equality is not compatible with the liberal notion of equality? A. Legal equality, B. Political equality, C. Social equality, D. Economic equality. Correct answer is D. Economic equality. Question, Chapter 5. Political ideas, rights, liberty, equal justice. Exercises. Page 5.23. Question 103. The policy of protective discrimination seeks to promote A. Formal equality, B. Substantive equality, C. Inequality, D. Meritocracy. The correct answer is B, that is substantive equality. Question 104. Assertion A. The concept of political equality results in majoritarianism, which is unfair through practical. Reason are human rights. We human beings are neither social nor economically equal. A. Both A and R are true. R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true, R is false. D. A is false, R is true. Correct answer is A. Both A and R are true. R is the correct explanation of A. Question 105. Who among the following thinkers held the view that equality and liberty are authentical? A. Lord Acton, B. Karl Marx, C. Harold Lasky and D. G.D.H. Cole. The correct answer is A, that is Lord Acton. 106. Consider the following statements in the liberal tradition. Equality implies 1. Same treatment for all, 2. Identical rights for all citizens, 3. Maintenance of equilibrium, 4. Similarity of opportunities and results. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1, 2, 3 and 4, B. 1 and 2, C. 1, 2 and 3, D. 3 and 4. The correct answer is C. 1, 2 and 3. 1. Same treatment for all, 2. Identical rights for all citizens, 3. Maintenance of equilibrium. Question 107. Question 107. Equality implies 1. All are born equal, 2. All die as equal, 3. All are equal in strength, 4. All are equal in worth. Which of the statements given above are correct? A 1, 2, 3, B 1, 2, 4, C 1, 3, 4, D 2, 3, 4. The correct answer is B, that is 1 to 4. 1, all are born equal. 2, all die as equal. 4, all are equal in worth. Question 108. The concept of equality refers to 1, equality before law, 2, equal opportunities, 3, absence of privileges, and 4, equal rewards. Which of these statements given above are correct? A 1, 2, 3, B 1, 2, 4, C 1, 3, 4, D 2, 3, 4. Correct answer is A 1, 2, 3. 1, equality before law, 2, equality of equal opportunities, 3, absence of privileges. Question 109. Proportionate equality implies A equals to be treated unequally, B unequals to be treated equally, C equals to be treated equally, D equal treatment of all. Correct answer is C, equals to be treated equally. Question 110. One of the following is an advocate of proportional equality. A. Plato, B. Aristotle, C. Marx, B. Taine. The correct answer is B. Aristotle. 111. Political equality demands monarchy. A. B. Aristocracy, C. Democracy, D. Autocracy. The correct answer is C, that is democracy. Question 112. Equality's concept insists on A. Equality of treatment, B. Equality of rewards, C. Equality of condition, and D. None of this. The correct answer is C. Equality of conditions. 113. Consider the following statements with regard to the concept of equality. 1. As all men are equal, no one should have a right to others. 2. Equal wages for equal work. 3. Men are born equal, they die as usual, as equal. Wrong. I repeat. 3. Men are born equal, they die as equal, they must live as equals. Which of the statements given above are correct? 1. A. 1 and 2, B. 2 and 3, C. 1 and 3, D. 1 through 3. The correct answer is A, that is 1 and 2. 1. As all men are equal, no one should have a right to others. 2. Equal wages for equal work. Question 114. One of the following is not a foundational concept of equality. A. Equality of persons, B. Proportional equality, C. Equality before law, D. Equality of conditions. Correct answer is equality of persons. Chapter 5. Political ideas, rights, liberty, equality, justice, exercises. Page 5.24. Question 115. Who says that equality is not an isolated principle but stands by the principle of liberty and fraternity? A. Lusky, B. Taine, B. C. Lindsay, and D. Barker. B. Taine. Question 116. The notion of protective discrimination is associated with A. Notion of equality, B. Notion of liberty, C. Notion of justice, D. None of this. And the correct answer is A. Notion of equality. Question 117. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row, list 1 and list 2. Under list 1 in the column, serial number A. Mill, B. Taine, B. Jones, D. Rawls. Under list 2 in the column 1, justice or fairness, 2. Rights, 3. Equality, and D. On liberty. Code in the row A, B, C, and D. Under A in the column A2, B2, C4, D4. Under B in the column A1, B1, C3, D3. Under C in the column A4, B3, C2, D1. Under D in the column A3, B4, C1, and D2. The correct answer is C, that is under A. Mill, 4, that is on liberty. B. Taine, 3. Equality. C. Jones, 2. Rights, and D. Rawls, and 1, that is justice as fairness. Question 118. One of the following is not the feature of the notion of equality. A. Absence of privileges, B. Equal opportunities, C. Equal wages, and D. Equality before law. The correct answer is equal wages. Question 119. Gandhiji regarded men as equal because he thought that A. They possess certain similar basic features. D. They are created equals. None. C. They are identical. D. They share common natural rights. The correct answer is C. They are identical. 120. Question 120. One of the following is not the basic feature of equality. A. Absence of privileges. B. Absence of discrimination. C. Absence of opportunities. D. Absence of liberties. Correct answer is B. Absence of discrimination. Question 121. One of the following thinkers believes that equality postulates universality of human worth. A. Rousseau. B. Kant. C. Hegel. D. Locke. The correct answer is B. Kant. Question 122. Social justice primarily aims at a political equality. B. Religious equality. C. Civic equality. D. Socio-economic equality. The correct answer is D. Socio-economic equality. Question 123. A. Formal equality is legal, political and economic. The foundational equality is A. Historical. B. Empirical. C. Philosophical. And D. Dialectical. The correct answer is C. Philosophical. Question 124. One of the following believes that political liberty is meaningless without economic equality. A. Acton. B. T. Tocqueville. And C. Lasky. And D. Marx. Correct answer is C. Lasky. Question 125. The following view equality as rewards in accordance with deserts. A. Liberals. B. Socialists. C. Marxist. D. Conservativeness. D. Conservatives. The correct answer is D. Conservatives. Question 126. By within inverted comma justice, Plato means A. Legal justice meted out in courts. B. Might as right. C. Harmonious functioning of each part of the soul and corresponding classes in the society. D. Each one getting what he or she deserved. The correct answer is C. Harmonious functioning of each part of the soul and corresponding classes in the society. Question 127. Which one of the following is a central attribute of Plato's notion of justice? A. Equality. B. Liberty. C. Fraternity. D. Harmony. The correct answer is D. Harmony. Question 128. Assertion A. Social justice stands for a reasonably defensible distribution of resources and opportunities. Reason R. Without social justice, long-term social cooperation is unsustainable. A. Both A and R are true. R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true, R is false. D. A is false, R is true. The correct answer is A. Both A and R are true. A and R are true. R is the correct explanation of A. Chapter 5. Political ideas, rights, liberty, equality, justice. Page 5.25. Question 129. What is the most fundamental notion underlining the Marxist vision of justice? A. Need. B. Desert. C. Class. D. Exploitation. Correct answer is A. Need. Question 130. Consider the following passage. Within inverted comma, the principles of right and so of justice put limits on which satisfactions have value. They impose restrictions on what are reasonable conceptions of one's good. Hence, in justice as fairness, one does not take men's propensities and inclinations as given, whatever they are, and they seek the best way to fulfill them. Rather, their desires and aspirations are restricted from the outset by the principles of justice, which specify the boundaries that men's system of ends must respect. Invert comma close within bracket. John Rawls, A Theory of Justice. In the above passage, Rawls suggests A. Right is prior to good. B. Good is prior to right. C. Right is the same as good. D. Good determines right. The correct answer is D. Good determines right. The correct answer is D. Good determines right. Question 131. Within inverted comma, each person has an equal right to the most extensive part compatible with a like liberty for all. Inequalities are arbitrary unless it is reasonable to expect that they will work out
for everybody's advantage, and provided the positions and offices to which they attach or from which they may be granted are open to all. The above statement provides a standard for liberty, B standard for justice, C limitation of rights, D standard for happiness. The correct answer is B standard for justice. Question 132. Barker's view of justice is the synthesis of A. Liberty and equality, B. Liberty, equality and fraternity, C. Equality and fraternity, D. Liberty and fraternity. The correct answer is A. Liberty and equality. Question 133. The ground for distributive justice includes A. Merit and desert, B. Desert and need, C. Need and merit, D. Merit, desert and need. Correct answer is D. Merit, desert and need. Question 134. The principle of distributive justice was first proponent by A. Aristotle, B. Godwin, C. Herbert Spencer, and D. Rawls. The correct answer is Aristotle. 135. Correct answer is A. Aristotle. 135. Who among the following has expressed the view that if justice is taken away, the state becomes a band of robbers? A. Plato, B. Aristotle, C. Saint Augustine, and D. Locke. The correct answer is C, that is Saint Augustine. 136. Question 136. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1 and list 2. Under list 1 in the column serial A, justice as virtue of soul, B. Justice as individual rights, C. Justice as a rational notion, D. Justice as proportionate equality. Under list 2 in the column serial number 1 Aristotle, serial number 2 Kelsen, and serial number 3 Nozick, and D4 Plato. Code in the row A, B, C and D. Under A in the column serial number A4, B3, C4, D4. Under B in the column A3, B4, C3, D2. Under C in the column A2, B2, C1, D1. Under D in the column A1, B1, C2, D3. The correct answer is A, that is under justice as a virtue of soul, 4 Plato, B. Justice as individual rights, 3 Nozick, C. Justice as an national issue, C. Justice as a rational notion, 2 that is Kelsen, D. Justice as proportionality equality, 1 that is Aristotle. Question 137. Rawls' theory of justice is essentially A. Kantian, B. Utilitarian, C. Marxist, and B. Libertarian. The correct answer is A. Kantian. Question 138. The Rawlsian notion of justice is A. Socialist, B. Utilitarian, B. Communitarian, and D. Liberal. The correct answer is C. Communitarian. Chapter 5. Political ideas, rights, liberty, equality, justice. Exercises, page 5.26. Question 139. The principles of rational choice of individuals in the original position is in the Rawlsian theory of justice is a maximization of A. Expected utility, B. The minimum, C. The maximum, D. Expectations, excluding any options which contains a very bad possibility. Correct answer is D. Expectations, including any option which contains a very bad possibility. Question 140. Who among the following argued that the past circumstances of actions of people can create differential entitlement? A. John Rawls, C. Charles Taylor, B. F.A. Hack, and D. Robert Nozick. The correct answer is D, that is Robert Nozick. Question 141. When justice emanates from the decision of the court in which we find an interpretation of the law of the land, a wise distinction between just and unjust situations, award of punishment to the wrongdoer, strictures passed against the delinquent authority, etc. It is called a distributive justice, B. Social justice, C. Corrective justice, D. Political justice.
The correct answer is C, that is corrective justice. Question 142, within inverted comma, primary goods are to be distributed by the state equally unless an unequal distribution would be to everyone's advantage. Within inverted comma close. Who among the following has expounded this concept of equality? A. Karl Marx, B. G.S. Mill, C. John Rawls, and D. Rousseau. The correct answer is C, that is John Rawls. Question 143. The Rawlsian principle of distributive justice is based on the notion of A. Desert, B. Difference principle, C. Equality, D. Entertainment. The correct answer is B, that is difference principle. Question 144. The theory of justice, the main thrust of which is on fairness, is known as A. Metaphysical theory of justice, B. Political theory of justice, C. Legal theory of justice, D. Retributive theory of justice. Correct answer is retributive theory of justice. Question 145. Consider the following statements about Plato's justice. 1. Justice is good for the giver as also for the taker. 2. Justice creates unity. 3. Justice seeks specialization. 4. Justice is a matter of right. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1, 2, 3, B. 2, 3, 4, C. 1, 3, 4, D. 1, 2, 4. The correct answer is A, that is 1, 2, 3. 1. Justice is good for the giver as also for the taker. 2. Justice creates equality. 3. Justice seeks specialization. 146. Rawls describes justice as welfare. A. B. As equality. C. As fairness. D. As communion. The correct answer is C, that is as fairness. Question 147. A state's legitimacy depends on A. its claim to do justice, B. its claim to establish equality, C. its claim to make possible liberty, D. its claim to have a welfare state. The correct answer is A. its claim to do justice. Question 148. The idea of justice has a relationship with certain criteria. One of the following is not such a criteria. A. To each according to his rights, B. to each according to his desert, C. to each according to his needs, D. to each according to his status. The correct answer is D, to each according to his status. 149. Rawls' theory of justice is not associated with the following: A. Liberty, B. Reciprocity, C. Utility, and D. Fairness. B. Reciprocity. Question 150. The following combination relates justice to contract: A. Hobbes and Locke, C. Cephals and Polemarchus, D. Bentham and Mill, C. Rawls and Gautier. The correct answer is C, that is Rawls and Gautier. Question 151. Rawls' meaning of justice distributes social values equally unless A. the distribution is to the advantage of the most favored, B. the distribution is to the advantage of the least favors, C. the distribution is to advantage the majority, D. the distribution is to advantage of the minority. The correct answer is B. The distribution is to the advantage of the least favored. 152. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1, under list 1 scholar. In the row list 2, under list 2 is book. List 2 and list 1 scholar, under list 1 scholar. In the column serial number A. Miller, B. Rawls, C. Campbell, and D. Barry. Under list 2 book: 1. Theories of justice, 2. Justice, 3. Social justice, 4. A theory of justice. Code in the column A, B, C, and D. Under A in the column A3, B3, C2, D2. Under B in the column A4, B4, C1, D1. Under C in the column A1, B2, C3, D4. Under D in the column A2, under D in the column A2, B1, C4, D4, D3. The correct answer is B, that is under A, Miller. 3, that is social justice. B, Rawls. 4, a theory of justice. C, Campbell. 2, justice. D, Barry. 1, theories of justice. 153. One of the following is not the work of John Rawls: A. Political liberalism, 2. B. A theory of justice, C. The law of peoples, D. Theories of justice. The correct answer is D. Theories of justice. 154. Assertion A. Social justice is about the distribution of benefits and burdens throughout a society. Reason R. It relates to certain criteria such as desert, need and merit. A and R are true, R is the correct expression of A. B, A and R are true, R is not the correct explanation of A. C, A is false, true, R is false. D, A is false, R is true. 155. Consider the following statements with regard wrong. The question 154, the correct answer is A, that is A and R are true, R is the correct explanation of A. Question 155. Consider the following statements with regard to justice. 1. Legal justice prescribes punishment and establishes procedure for applying law. 2. Social justice distributes benefits on grounds of desert, need and merit. 3. Political justice provides franchise rights equally to all the residents of a constituency. 4. Economic justice negates economic exploitation. Which of the following statements given above are correct? A 1, 2, 3, B 1, 3, 4, C 2, 3, 4, D 1, 2, 4. The correct answer is D 1, 2, 4. 1. Legal justice prescribes punishment and establishes procedure for applying law. 2. Social justice distributes benefits on grounds of desert, need and merit. 4. Economic justice negates economic exploitation. 156. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1 and list 2. Under list 1 in the column serial number A. Cephals. B. Polymarchus. C. Thrasymachus and D. Glaucon. Under list 2 in the column serial number 1 justice of the stronger. Serial number 2 pay back your debt. Serial number 3 justice of the weaker. Serial number 4 help the friend and harm the enemy. Code in the row A, B, C and D. Under A in the column serial number A4, B4, C2, D4, D2. Under B serial number A2, B2, C4, D4. Under serial number C, A and under C serial in the column serial number A1, B3, C1, D1. Under D in the column serial number 3, B1. Under D in the column serial number A3, B1, C3, D1. The correct answer is C. That is under A. Cephals, that is true. 2. Pay back your debt. B. Polymarchus. 4. Help the friend and harm the enemy. C. Thrasymachus. 1. Justice of the stronger. D. Glaucon. 3. Justice of the weaker. 157. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1, under list 1 author. In the same row list 2, under list 2 book. Under list 1 author in the column serial number A, Harry. B, Barry. C, Rawls. D, Rasher. Under list 2 book serial number in the column serial number 1 justice, 2 distributive justice, 3 theories of justice, 4 theory of justice. Code in the row A, B, C and D. Under A in the column serial number A1, B1, C3, D3. Under B in the column serial number A3, B3, C1, D1. Under C in the column A4, B2, C4, D2. Under D in the column A2, B4, C2, D4. The correct answer is A. That is under A, Harry. 1. Justice. B. Barry. 3. Theories of justice. C. Rawls. 4. Theory of justice. D. 2. D. Rasher. 2. Distributive justice. Chapter 5. Political ideas, rights, liberty, equality, justice. Exercise. Page 5.27. 158. Question 158. Who held the view that justice is the synthesis of political values? A. Rawls, B. Barker, C. Nozick and D. Walger. The correct answer is B. Barker. Question 159. One of the following does not match. A. Legal justice is system of law. B. Numerical justice, each one to count one and at times more than one. C. Political justice, a just democratic society. D. Social justice, a system without social discrimination. The correct answer is B. Numerical justice, each one to count one and at times more than one. 160. Concept of protective discrimination implies the poor be protected from the rich. B. Rich be protected from the stronger. C. Stronger be protected from the ruler. D. Ruler be protected from the law. The correct answer is A. Poor be protected from the rich. Page 5.29, Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. In this chapter, philosophers, personalities and scholars. Chomsky, Noam, 1928. He is a critic of postmodernism and American political dissident. Within inverted comma, power is always illegitimate unless it proves itself to be legitimate. Inverted comma close. A critic of US foreign policy, critical of the American capitalist system, describes himself as a libertarian socialist and a sympathizer of anarcho-syndicalism, works government in the future, perilous power, hegemony or survival. Fred Sigmund, within bracket 1856 to 1939, bracket close, was an Austrian neurologist and psychiatrist. He is known for his theories of unconscious mind. His redefinition of sexual desire, usually referred to as the father of psychoanalysis, works 3 essays on the theory of sexuality, totem and taboo, the future of an illusion, civilization and its discontents. Goldwater Barry, within bracket 1909 to 1998, a Republican senator for 5 terms, a conservative who fought against the New Deal, was a Republican Party nominee in 1964 for presidency but lost. Hofeld Wellesley Newcomb, within bracket 1879 to 1918, a professor of jurisprudence known widely for his contribution to the nature of rights, work Fundamental Legal Conceptions. Jefferson Thomas, within bracket 1743 to 1826, was the 3rd President of the USA and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence 1776. A man of enlightenment and advocate of Jeffersonian democracy, that is republicanism, a poor public speaker, work political writings. King Martin Luther Jr., within bracket 1929 to 68, an American civil rights movement leader, a political activist, the youngest man to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, within bracket 1964, was assassinated. Works Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community, the autobiography known for his influential and well-known public address, within inverted comma, I Have a Dream, inverted comma close. Lincoln Abraham, within bracket 1809 to 65, the 16th US President, an outspoken critic of slavery, described democracy, within inverted comma, as the government of the people, by the people, for the people, inverted comma close, at his Gettysburg Address. Madison James, within bracket 1751 to 1836, the 4th US President, is considered as the father of the US Constitution. He is also known as the father of the Bill of Rights, having drafted the first 10 amendments relating to the rights of the US people, work the Federalist Papers. Payne Thomas, within bracket 1737 to 1809, he was a pamphleteer, revolutionary, radical intellectual, born in Britain but lived in America. took part in the American Revolution, author of the powerful, widely read pamphlet Common Sense within brackets 1776. His other pamphlet was The American Crisis, known for his books The Age of Reason, Agrarian Justice. Roosevelt Franklin D. within bracket 1882-1945, popularly referred to as FDR, was 32nd U.S. President, elected to the office of the U.S. President within bracket 1933 to 45. The only president who had served more than 2 terms was the architect of the New Deal against the economic depression of the 1930s. Now, was the architect of the New Deal against the economic depression of the 1930s. Roosevelt Theodore, 1858 to 1919, the 26th U.S. President, a historian, naturalist, explorer, author and soldier, the first American to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1906 for negotiating peace in the Russo and Japanese War 1905. Thatcher Margaret, 1925, the only woman to have held the office of the Prime Minister within bracket 1979 to 1990 of the United Kingdom, a conservative leader, her ideology, free market and strong state. Thoreau Henry David, within bracket 1817 to 62, an American author, naturalist, tax registrar, development critic, a philosopher and a scholar, works Civil Disobedience, Herald of Freedom. Washington George, within bracket 1732 to 99, led the American Continental Army to victory over Britain. The first U.S. President, served between 1989 to 97. Works The Papers of George Washington, a collection. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. In this chapter, key terms and concepts, page 5.30. Affirmative action. Measures taken to correct the effects of past discrimination in recruitment and promotion, in a way preventing discrimination. Autocracy. It is a rule of a person with verbally absolute and unlimited powers, a type of dictatorship, both authoritarian and totalitarian rule. Claim. An informal right to something, usually social in nature, demand for something as rightful or due. Discrimination. Unfair treatment of a person or group on the basis of prejudice. To discriminate is to make a distinction. Failure to treat people equally, no one or the other biased ground. Distributive justice. It concerns what is just or right with respect to the allocation of goods or utility in a society. A dispensation to confer maximum value to those in need, though through the notions of fairness and consistency. Equality. It is a principle by which all persons or things are treated as the same, the state of being equal. Freedom. The condition of being free, the power to act or speak or think without externally imposed restraints, a capacity for self-determination, an expression of the individual will. Immunity. An exemption, an act exempting someone from something. It confers a status on a person or body that makes that person free from some obligation. Justice. A concept involving the fair, moral and impartial treatment of all persons. A righteous reward. Fairness. Liberty. Freedom from servitude, confinement or oppression. Self-mastery. Self-autonomy, to be one's own master. Meritocracy. A system of government whereby a particular standard of ability used as the basis by which political leadership is determined for an existing elite. Power, possession of controlling influence, ability to get something done, and ability to impose one's will on others. Privilege, a type of special benefit not enjoyed by all, enjoyed and possessed only by a few. Retributive justice, it is a form of justice wherein punishments are justified on the grounds that The criminal has treated an imbalance in the social order, and that must be addressed by action against the criminal. Right. At its most fundamental, it is a claim on others, granted to the individual in response to the obligation performed. A social claim that helps an individual develop his/her personality, given by society and protected by law. Social justice, an ideal condition in which all members of a society have the same basic rights, opportunities, social benefits, equitable distribution. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. In this chapter, authors and books, page 5.31. Ackerman Bruce A. Social Justice in the Liberal State. Alvarnathi George L. E.D. (ED), The Idea of Equality. Emerson Richard within inverted comma, equality, inverted comma, close, in R. Goodin and P. Petit within bracket EDS, a companion to contemporary political philosophy. Barry Brain, Theories of Justice. Ben S.I. and R.S. Peters, The Principles of Political Thought. Ben Stanley I. and Richard S. Peters, Social Principles and Democratic State. Berlin I. Liberty, Two Concepts of Liberty. In I. Berlin 1. Berlin 1. Liberty, Two Concepts of Liberty in Berlin. In 1. Berlin 4 Essays on Liberty. Within inverted comma, equality in Proceedings of the Aristotelian Society, LV1. Brandt Richard B. 8. Ethical Theory, Social Justice. Brett A. Liberty, Right and Nature. Carter I. and Ricciardi M. Freedom, Power and Political Morality. Essays for Flexis Oppenheim. Castor I. A Measure of Freedom. Crocker L.M. ets. Positive Liberty. Day J.P. Liberty and Justice. Dworkin R. Taking Rights Seriously. Sovereign Virtue, The Theory and Practice and Equality. Feinberg J. Rights, Justice and Bounds of Liberty. Finis J. Natural Law and Natural Rights. Flathman R. The Philosophy and Politics of Freedom. Freedom M. Rights. Gibbs B. Freedom and Liberation. Henry Bridgehouse, Justice. Hart H. Stop L. Stop A. The Concept of Law. Haig F.A. The Constitution of Liberty. Holmes HOLMES S. and Sustain S. The Costs of Rights. Jones P. Rights. Kelson Hans was What is Justice? Justice, Law and Politics in the Mirror of Science. Kramer M. Simons N. and others, A Debate over Rights. Kramer M.H. The Quality of Freedom. Kimlicka Will, Contemporary Political Philosophy. Lakoff Stanford A. Equality and Political Philosophy. Landman Todd, Studying Human Rights. Levac Karen, Six Theories of Justice, Perspectives from Philosophical and Theological Ethics. Lyons D. Rights, Welfare and Mill's Moral Theory. Martin R. A System of Rights. Midgley M. Animals and Why They Matter. Miller D. Within bracket within bracket E D stop bracket close, Liberty. Chapter 5, Political Ideas, Rights, Liberty, Equality, Justice. Authors and books in this chapter, page 5.32. Mean A stop J stop M, Freedom of Rights. Nagel Thomas, Equality and Partiality. Nozick R. Anarchy, State and Utopia. Oaknan Arthur M. Equality and Efficiency, The Big Trade-off. Oppenheim E. Dimensions of Freedom Analysis. Pennock J.R. and Chapman J.W. within bracket EDS bracket closed, Human Rights.
Petit P. Republicanism, a theory of freedom and government. Podgman, Louis P. and R. Westmoreland AIDS, equality selected readings. Rai D. R-A-E, D. Stop, equalities. Ravels J. A theory of justice, political liberalism. Rees J. Equality. Reagan Tom, the case of animal rights. Riemann Jeffrey, the case of Riemann Jeffrey, justice and modern, and I repeat, justice and modern moral philosophy. Rescher Nicholas, distributive justice. Rothbard Emin, the ethics of liberty. Ryan John, economic justice. Schimich David, SCHMIDTZ, David, elements of justice. Sikora IA, RI, within inverted commas, 6 viewpoints of assessing egalitarian distribution schemes, ethics 99. Skinner Q, liberty before liberalism. Steamer, STEIMER, Steamer H, an essay of rights. Taylor C, what's wrong with negative liberty? In A Ryan, within bracket ED, the idea of freedom. Taylor Charles, multiculturalism and within inverted comma, the politics of recognition, inverted comma close. Temkin Larry, within inverted comma, inequality, philosophy and public affairs. Thompson David, equality. Thompson J, the realm of rights. Tyranny B, the idea of natural rights. Turner B, equality. Van Parijs P, VANPARIJS, comma P dash. Then real wrong, I repeat, real freedom for all. Waldron I, within bracket ED, theories of rights. Walger Michael, spheres of justice. Wellman C, a theory of rights, real rights, an approach to rights. Weston Peter, speaking equality.